going to say it's okay for you lot, whoever you lot are, because you're in the warm and I am in the cold, and my glasses have just slipped off the dashboard. When I say I'm in the cold, I mean actually I'm in the warm. I'm in the lovely warm car. But it's the first time today. Well, it's not the first time today. It's the first time. Oh. It's the first time since I've got here today. Let me know if that heat blower thing's too loud. Because at the moment I still haven't got the car quite warm enough. I mean, it's really starting to penetrate, but I've been stood around chatting, doing all the usual kind of things I do at the yard with people, visitors, etc. Trying to sort out some stuff as well to go and weigh in. I hate going to the scrap metal recyclers, which is probably why it takes me so long to get around to doing it. I don't think it's too late, right? Because, gosh. So yeah, it's not until this time of the afternoon where suddenly I can actually just sit down for a bit and try and get my feet warmed up. You know what it's like. You've been stood outside, not for half an hour or an hour, but 6 hours. 6 hours of trying to combat the cold. After a while it beats you. And this time it has done. The worst thing is, apparently, the really cold weather is coming quite soon. Like tomorrow, tonight. Oh, that's something really looking forward to. Who's looking forward to that? Like really properly cold weather. So I had to make sure I did something today just in case tomorrow I end up just giving in and saying I'm gonna stay at home, do some video editing. If I've got some video stuff to edit, then yeah. But it's odd, really. For me, I find if I'm actually really busy doing something, I don't really do a great deal of videoing because you have to keep stopping to do shots and things like this. And it can kind of get in the way. So you end up with the bits in between, driving from one place to another. And then I end up thinking, well, all my videos just end up with me just talking. Well, I mean, whilst driving, which isn't really what I want. Because I like that nice, relaxed thing where I'm at work and I'm kind of doing something. I'm rather stupidly explaining what I'm doing. And then I make something out of that. And then as it goes, the video I make, I don't even expect to be, I don't expect it to turn out as it does. It's weird. Yeah, I trick myself as I go along, eh? Stupid boy. What a stupid boy. I keep getting messages on the screen there. Keep getting messages. Is it important? That's the thing. Greenwood. Hello, Greenwood. The Greenwood. Is it important? It's no, I don't think so. Right, anyway, so as I've just did a quick introduction, I explained what the cold is and everything, you know, as if you didn't already know. I'll see who's joining me here for a little warm up in the car. Ah, right, I see. Yeah, it's just a little warm up. I'm going to do probably just a half an hour. The reason for doing another live stream so quickly is because if I do live streams, people join in, it bumps up the watch time, and before long I'll get this channel ready for proper monetization. Then I can really crack on with the videos and actually earn some money out of those as well. All perfectly adequate. Okay stuff, yeah. So, General Cheeseburger. Yo, mustard. Yo to you, General Cheeseburger. You cheeseburger. I'm trying to imagine what you look like. So, probably not like an actual cheeseburger. the name would suggest that you are of grey hair with a goatee beard, glasses. You probably look a bit like me, but with shorter hair and a bit more rotund. And with blue eyes. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to see if I can guess a few more. So Peter P, I don't think I've ever seen you. Toasty. Peter P, I imagine that you are 6'3". You have a very strong regional accent of wherever it is you happen to be. I'm not saying you change your accent, but you are definitely of the area that you live in. You're 6'3". You have sometimes a moustache, and you don't have glasses, but you wish you did. But you have quite short but very tidy hair, and you never wear a hat, but you do like the colour green. Carol C says, hello sunshine. There is a bit of sunshine just over there, but it's not enough to actually make anywhere warm up. If I carry on with this thing now and then I start saying what I imagine Carol C to look like, it could end up being a little bit presumptuous. As a man, it's okay to speculate what other men look like, but what other women look like, it's almost like crossing the boundary. So I'm going to wait for Carol C's permission for me to explain what I think. Matron is here, afternoon mustard, and I know what Matron looks like, so that really wouldn't work, would it? I don't think it's too loud. Yes, thank you very much. Fan noise, okay. Okay, that is good news. That's good news, because without the fan being on, obviously, the car's not going to get that much warmer. And the worst thing is, the moment I switch it off, the temperature's just going to drop again. Not that I want to sit here for half an hour with the engine running. It's just not cricket, is it? When was the last time you heard anybody use that phrase? It's not cricket. What does it mean? Why did we stop using it? Or have we stopped using it? I mean, I've just said it there. Is it one of those phrases that it went away because people were using it without actually knowing what they were saying? Or is it because it was just a rubbish phrase? I'm still partially deaf and I can hear you fine. Well, that's good then. Touch me _1me. Oh no, touch _me 1. Hello from France, and hello to you too. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome to this live stream where I wouldn't say anything could happen, because in actual fact the limitations on the things that could happen are quite small, and so you might say very little is likely to happen instead. Long johns, thermal vest and socks, rubber sole shoes. The soles are okay, but like the top part of your foot, because heat escapes anywhere it can. You give heat the opportunity to go off somewhere else, heat is attracted to cold, then that's what happens. That's why we get cold. So you'd need like really, really particularly good thermal socks to stop feet from getting cold. Maybe that's what I should have. Maybe that's what I should have. Just haven't. And now, a heated vest would be a good idea for me, because then you're putting heat back in that you're losing from your body, and if your core your middle section is all nice and toasty warm, the extremities don't seem to suffer too much, or at least not as much, which is why if you're outside and you're working, you're doing something vigorous, as I often am, I don't feel that cold. I'm okay. It's just when I stop and have a chat, or make a cup of tea and get distracted by reading comments or something like that on the phone, then you get cold feet, then you get cold hands, and then after that you get a cold body, and that's when you want to go home instead. I live in whatever that is. Looks like an axe, says Carol C. You live in an axe next to a picket fence. Gaz and the Trike is here. Hello, Gaz and the Trike. Gaz and the Trike is always here. How fabulous. How fabulous, thank you. Right, no, it's not important. Just them two talking about boating in the bath. Oh dear. Oh. Well, that was more deleted messages. Ah, right, okay. Okay, well, I won't ask. Obviously, I'm missing something there. General Cheeseburger, your description of me, not even close. I am rotundo. Well, I had to get a bit of it right, didn't I? Otherwise, if I'd got it completely wrong, then that would look like I have seen you and I've just decided to go completely against the facts, which is the kind of thing I would probably do. More deleted messages. Oh, hang on. Well, let's put this on all chat as well. Might as well do. KFC King was timed out. Now, you must have had some experience with KFC King before then. That fella who hung on about Ronald McDonald looked like a hamburger. That fella who hung about. Oh, right, I see. Yes, I see. I never wear a hat, says Peter P. Thumbs up. So I've got that part right. But what about the rest of it? What about the rest of it? Are you 6'3"? Do you like the colour green? Are you quite slim? Do you have a strong regional accent? Maybe if I'd have got those things right, you'd have mentioned it by now. Mark the Vicar. C said in Cantonese is poo. Gosh, that really is rather curious. C said in Cantonese is poo. C said in Cantonese is poo. Mark the Vicar. Now, I can see a picture of you. It's a very small picture. And maybe, are you on Facebook? I don't know if I've seen you on Facebook or not, but I almost think I know exactly what you look like. Then you do have a tiny picture there with a flat cap on. So that might give me an unfair advantage or the disadvantage of thinking I know exactly what you look like without it being an actual educated guess and therefore make myself look completely stupid by having a go. So I'm not going to bother. You can't have too many fans. I can, but you can't, says Gaz on a Trike. These fans, you mean? Should we have 4 fans? Or 3, or 2, or 1, or none? When you go to non-fans, you can hear the birdies again. Peter P, with your climate, balaclava. Just out of my jacket, right. I finished work, says Gaz on the Trike, and got home to find I'm out of coffee. But I need to have coffee to have some energy to get some more coffee. So we're looking for really is motivation, the kind of motivation necessary to do something to get you the motivation to go and do it. Strange. Maybe you should have some tea instead. The coffee doesn't actually give you energy. It's just a bit of a stimulant. It's not like eating an egg, where an egg, you eat an egg, that actually gives you some energy, but it makes you feel a bit sick if you're really hungry. All right, Carol C says, I will have to show you my outside outfit when I went to Finland, but I was above the Arctic Circle. I've not got Carol's permission to have a guess of what she looks like, so I'm not going to do, because that would be awfully rude. All right, KFC King was just spamming me in chat. Spamming me in chat. Right, me! It's all about me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. It's all about me, me. Like that. That could be annoying, couldn't it? Imagine if I did the whole live stream just doing that. You'd hate it. You'd have switched off and switch back on just so you can switch it back off again, because that's awful, isn't it? Just a bit more. Me, 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 me. It's all about me, 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 me. All about me, all about me. Yeah, gradually slipping into George Foreman now. George Formby, not Foreman. Just the word me. Oh, that's a brilliant word, isn't it? 180 centimeters and no moustache. Ah, right, okay, so I was wrong then. Yeah, I mean, no moustache part, yeah. But 180 centimeters is 5'11", I think. Peter P says, General Cheeseburger, there is no need to boast. Most of us get by with 6 inches. I thought he was talking about his moustache as well, actually, Cheeseburger, but evidently not. And over there, I'm ever so slightly distracted by some flashing orange lights, which makes me feel that the gates may well be blocked off by a some sort of recovery service. Sounds good, doesn't it? Mark the Vicar or less. You skipped over my message to describe me, did I? Oh gosh, did I? Where was that then? Oh. I can't see it. Nope. Maybe it's accidentally disappeared. What's going on out there? Just 1 second. It's not really my concern, I don't care. It's just when my neighbour came out of his dungeon there and started walking in, I thought maybe there's something to be worried about. No, I don't think so. Oh, who likes that when you are cold and you get yourself really warm? You know, I used to do the vents, the mid vents, when I used to be out and about in the early noughties teaching guitar. And I didn't experience being out in the cold for very long, but just going from somebody's house to the car was enough for me. Put the engine on, heat it on full blast, and you direct the heat up your sleeves, so you get lovely, properly hot air going up and filling your top. Yes, makes me think of that. Very different to, should be the other way around, shouldn't it really? I mean, because in my 30s, I had a much easier life than I do now. That was much easier, yeah, because I mean, I used to just teach guitar. I used to go around to people's houses. I'd go into their house. They'd make me a cup of coffee. They'd bring me cake. And they'd pay me for something that I found easy to do, which was just show somebody else how to do an easy thing. I don't mean playing guitar is easy, but I mean the bits I was showing were obviously quite easy, because you're not teaching people how to do difficult things when they're struggling with easy things. And then around Christmas, I'd get gifts. I'd get things like beer, bottles of rum. Yeah, bottle of rum. Bottle of rum I got given to me one day because when I first had a bout of sciatica, and this particular student's parents said, "Oh, I tell you what, a bit of," they didn't have northern accents in the south, but a bit of rum might actually help you. And I was given a bottle of Captain Morgan. And you know what? I don't know if it helped or not, but it did help me get pissed, and that really was enough. Strange how that happens, isn't it? Oh right, hang on. Wandered off with comments there again, haven't I? I don't know about that, Carol C. But because you said you skipped over my message to describe me, so I'll ask you again. Can I describe you, Carol C? What I think. And we have here Mighty Cat Mods. Good evening, Captain and chat. Good evening. Mighty Cat mods. What do I think Mighty Cat mod looks like? Well, I don't know. See, I've kind of lost the moment somewhere here, actually, with this. No. Oh, what's he doing? Oh, it's okay. I keep thinking my neighbour's just going to come over and wander over and start talking to me, because he would do that. You know, you'll see me doing something and he'll just come over and talk. Like, he could see me actually talking to my phone, but not assume that I'm actually doing anything. I remember this guy once doing exactly that. I was on the phone, phone in my hand, outside doing something with the car that I could manage with one hand. And this guy was walking past and he just started talking to me, and I was like, yep. And then I carried on talking into the phone so that he could tell that I was already in a conversation. But it didn't stop him, he just carried on talking to me. It's funny how people can be like that, isn't it? Hi Greenwood, how's it going? Good, thanks, how are you? Oh, well. It's okay to describe me. Yes, okay, right. So Carol C, it's okay to describe Carol C. So I will do, and I'm going to say that I reckon Carol C has quite straight, greyish hair, but not as grey as mine. I reckon you are 5'3". I reckon you like mice, but you don't have mice because they're rodents, but you do have a cat, and you enjoy cheese, but not like you know cheese. You have cheese as a meal like I might do, but you like cheese on lots of different things. You are of average height, average weight, and you also like your favorite. One of your favorite pieces of music is the Brandenburg Concerto. There we go. Let's see how correct I was with that. Some bloke put a live stream on which is enough to excuse me not to go and get coffee. I never take responsibility for my own actions, say Gaz on a trike. Well, okay then. If that's the case, then Gaz on a trike, I instruct you to go to the shop and buy some coffee. Funnily enough, I've also delayed coffee because of a bloke's live stream starting too. Oh, right, another one blaming me for this. Well, as it goes, I'm going to blame everybody else for me not going and getting myself a well-deserved cup of tea. And I do deserve one because I've not had one in about 2 hours. I did have coffee fairly recently though. I did a video talking to the camera today, says Carol C. That's not where I have actually got my description from. I'll just make that clear, because I didn't know about that until you just told me. What happened to Emma's video today? Asks Peter P. There's a question to the Greenwood, and I shall answer that by saying, I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. I didn't even know she'd done one. But maybe the Greenwood does. She realised a mistake and so deleted it and edited it. It should be up again soon. Well, of course. That's what we all do, isn't it? Although, the best thing to do is realise your mistakes before you post it. And I can say that I never do that myself. What I like to do is I'll finish editing it, and then I'll post it, and then I'll watch it with everybody else. If I've got a video that I'm really pleased with, I'll just sit and watch it. And I'll sit and watch it because at that point, once I've finished, there's quite a lot of bits there that I haven't seen for a while, and it might be as entertaining to me as it might be for somebody else. That's what I hope it will be for somebody else. And at that point, it's like the last opportunity. Well, in fact, it's beyond the opportunity of fixing it because it's too late. And it's, sorry, I'm a bit distracted by something up here. Yeah, it's too late to fix it, but you know, you watch it through hoping that nothing really went wrong. And I'll say that 90% of the time, I've usually got it right. But there'll be something in there that, oh, I forgot to just trim that little bit there. It'll be like a point where it might be, I don't know, like a third of a second that I wanted to trim off the beginning of one part so that as I'm talking, there's a flow of conversation. And so if there's ever a gap, it's because I forgot about that bit, unless I've done it deliberately. And I did have a couple of deliberate bits in my last video, just in case you're wondering. I never saw the point of a heated seat until I got a car with heated seats, says Gaz on a trike. Now I would always consider them a virtual must in my modern car. Hot seat, warm arse. I suppose you get the heat straight away. That's the point, isn't it? You don't have to warm the car up. The car instantly is warming you up in a place where you would quite like to be warmed up. What is Chatterer anyway? Okay, I miss quite a lot of things. It's almost like I'm part of the community, but I'm the one who's completely out of fashion, completely out of touch with what people are talking about, because I get distracted by not following trends. I don't do trends anyway, but I'm going to have a guess that Chatterer is chat and Yueri as in like the month. So it's Chatterer, that's the month Chatterer. So everyone's posting videos where they're basically having a chat about what they're doing. That's my presumption. But I do those all the time anyway. That's what this is, isn't it? You should know what I look like if you've been paying attention, says Mighty Cat Mods. I feel like I'm being told off there. If I'm paying attention to what? A cat. Anyone else doing bath urine? I guess that's the same thing again then, isn't it? So next month everyone's going to have a bath. This month you're going to have a chat. Next month you're going to have a bath. Oh, someone's messaging me. Maybe it's about the car I've got up for sale. Please like the live stream, says Carol C. Also, subscribe with the bell fully activated for more informative informative and fun. Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you very much. Yeah, because I'm very much looking forward to putting more videos up on here. There's going to be the next video, by the way, if you're interested. I'm sure some of you aren't, but the next one is going to be the 2-week progress of eating just meat and eggs, because the longer you stick with it, kind of the easier it becomes. A bit like giving up smoking. Oddly enough, yesterday when I parked the car up, I saw a pouch on the floor. I thought, that looks like a pouch of tobacco, and I went and picked it up, and I thought it was a full pouch of unused tobacco. And then, unlike me, I just flung it back on the floor. The reason I flung it back on the floor was because, although I considered once you pick something up, it's yours then. It's yours to actually throw away, put in the bin somewhere. But it's not cheap, is it? A pouch of tobacco like that big? You know, that must be a tenner, maybe more, I don't know. And whoever's lost it might actually come back to that same spot looking for it. And I thought it wouldn't be fair really for me to pick it up and put it in the bin when they could come back and find it just on the road soaking wet, and they could dry it out and use it later on. But it did make me think. It made me think, I won't mind a smoke now. A whole month of vids filmed in the bath. A terrible idea. I hope you don't mind me saying that. Nobody's actually really going to do that, are they? A whole month of vids filmed in the bath. So there's a bit of a damp bit in the corner there. That's what keep. I'm not sure how it's happened. Was it on the other side as well? No. Could be onto something there, matron. Matron. Could be. I think it's time to switch the engine off. That's better. Oh, sup, Windy Miller. Oh, I do love it when Windy Miller turns up. Thank you, Windy Miller. And Carol C, let's see how accurate I was. 5'4" brunette with silver grey highlights. Ah, okay. I'll bet all that's good so far. No cats, a doggy person. Love cheese, average weight. Well, I'm quite pleased with that. I would say that that's a good sort of 80% right. Yeah, thank you. Plop Windy. Wicked sense of humour, very intelligent. Who's that? Not me, surely. Not me. Good day, the Greenwood. What's crackalackling? Crackalackling. Crackalacking. Crack-a-lacking. What's crackalacking? I'm going to ask you, Windy, what's crackalacking? I don't mean what, using the word crackalacking as in what's happening, but what is crackalacking? Where did that word come from? Plot Peter, how snowy is Finland? And it's very snowy. It was snowing here when I started this, and it's kind of given up. I don't mind if it's proper full-on snow, because the worst thing is when we've had snow and then it's melting. That's the worst thing, because your feet get soaked. Who's found that? You're walking through slush and you're squelching through it, and every time you're going through, it's like walking through puddles that are that deep, because obviously your feet are warmer than the snow, so you're just going to get soaked. Not doing battery. Be careful of reflections in the taps. Oh dear. Interesting. So what you mean there is if you I wouldn't do it either, of course, but you get in the bath, you have a bath, you put a microphone somewhere, or just use the microphone on your phone, set a tripod up at the side of the bath so you can't see any of your you can't see any business stuff going on, but the reflections of the chromium taps will still expose some of what you're trying to hide. It would be rather distorted though, of course, but it's a good point. A very good point. Same one door down in Easter, but warmer today though. Oh yes. Oh yes. One of my premiere vids almost got me like that. Almost, but didn't. That's the benefit of watching what you do before you post it. Now, if you're like me and you're making a video and you're paying attention all the way through doing it, and then you're kind of watching bits of it over and over as you're doing it, and then there's that final thing, the complete edited thing, you may watch afterwards. But if you're just posting up a video of something that happened without watching it through, that's a bit like saying it's not good enough for me to watch. You lot can have this, I don't care. It's not it's not enough entertainment for me. So you should watch your own videos. Heated seats, says Cheeseburger. I always wanted a heated steering wheel until I had one in a hire car in Florida, where outside temperature was over 100 degrees. Maybe the heated steering wheel would have the same effect as my fridge in this cold then, where it's actually warmer in the fridge than it is outside. Your Frey Bentos vid did get you. I'm okay, thanks, says Windy Miller. I've come to see how snowy it is in England, and it looks like it's not snowy at all. Well, Windy, it actually is. Look around you. Can you see anything other than white behind me? Can you? Yes, you can see some green containers, and you can see some non-snowy ground there. That's because that bit's melted. but it was snow. So this is just deconstructed snow. It's the same thing. There's a bit left over there as well, actually. You can now buy sofas with seats that warm up, electric recline and USB ports in the arms. I wonder how that would actually work. I don't mean how it would actually work, but I mean, if you're at home and you have a heated seat, wouldn't you get too warm? Because if it was warm, if it was at the right temperature whilst you sat down, then the moment you get up, you're going to feel cold, aren't you? Chattery, says the Greenwood, is something that Emma and I made up to get motivated to film a chatty vid every day in January. Oh, right. No, yes, that's it. I've got you now. I did know something about this, but I could only retain so much information. So you've reminded me of something that I did know, or I was not so much informed about, but just saw and then forgot about. So the challenge is whoever actually doesn't miss a day is the winner, isn't it? God, yes, Peter P. That was an edit. I didn't realise I needed to do it until the end. Until the video was live. Oh dear. In the house, I pay the bills we have in. Hang on. Windy says, in the house, I pay the bills in. We have a normal bath. In the one Mrs. Miller pays the bills for a jacuzzi bath. Whenever she goes out to have a jacuzzi, I keep it to myself. Windy, the amount of eggs in. Right. Windy, the amount of eggs Mustard is eating, he has his own jacuzzi bath. Well, I've said this before, actually, that it's kind of the opposite way around, actually. Yep, honestly, it's the opposite way around. I'm farting less because of it. I've not farted in this live stream. I didn't fart in the previous live stream. I didn't fart in the one before that either. And that's because of eating eggs. I'll have you know. Lacking in the crack. I like a bath. Mainly, I like sitting down and not aching for a bit. Yes, yeah. When you're in the bath and you stretch yourself out, that can be quite nice. And then you have to get yourself back out again. And it's a bit like being a spider, isn't it? When you're trying to get out. Whenever I stay in a hotel, I have to have a bath. I don't even need one. Seems like a waste not to have one, says Windy Miller. I have seen enough Hollywood movies where the reflection in an odd item can be exposed and enhanced to reveal the murderous face. Must be true. I've seen the dodgy plot device many times. Yeah, well, of course, let's not forget about the majority of what you see in a Hollywood film is the made-up bit as well. And so that anything can happen, really, can't it? Sorry, I spent the day teaching. It does affect one's tone of voice. Now you've moved the camera to show that bit of snow. I can see the snow. Where was it? Yeah, just there. The tiny bit in the corner, just over there. If I took the camera off the mount and showed you all around the lockup, the area, the yard, you'd see plenty of snow then. Oh. We have a whirlpool bath, but it's like a power shower. What's for dinner tonight? Asks Carol. Well, if you're asking me, I shall tell you. I don't know yet. It's probably going to involve eggs and meat, though. So it might not sound like that's particularly imaginative, but I'm still enjoying it. I've got some clips to put together for a video of one of the things I've made quite a few times. I'm still not bored with it, and that is mince cooked with cumin and coriander and then a bit of Naga chili and then eggs on top of that, and then a bit of cheese. It's fabulous, and it's really cheap, and it's filling without making you feel stuffed. And I find I don't need to eat for hours and hours. If you could have have only one sandwich for the rest of your life, says Windy Miller, not the same sandwich, but the filling in every sandwich you ever have between now and the sad event of your demise, what would be? I like the way you cleared up that, because I would have naturally gone down the route of saying there's only going to be one sandwich. It may as well be something good, doesn't it? Right, so it could be, I could have this sandwich every day, forever, or twice a day. It would have to be cheese, I suppose. Cheese. Just a cheese sandwich. My friend Johnny said that he's sometimes has a butter sandwich, which is 2 pieces of cheese with a bit of butter in the middle. So maybe I'll have that. Yeah, I'll have a cheese and butter sandwich. Don't need to worry about the bread then. The mustard live stream is now 98% fart free. Exactly. Coronation chicken sandwich, says Carol. Mine would be egg mayonnaise, butter sandwich, steak pie filling toasty. Toasted sandwiches, they're something that I do miss, actually. Getting darker, switch on the engine and getting cold. Well, Carol, the engine won't make it lighter, but it will make it warmer, because I'm feeling cold again. And you're missing the sound of the blowers, aren't you? Like I say, it's amazing just how quickly you lose a bit of heat. Is the new eating regime doing what you want it to do, asks Carol. Yes, it is. It's doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I've got an update video, which will be coming out quite soon. Well, I may as well just tell you some of it anyway. I have actually lost a bit of weight, and I'm feeling a lot more energetic, and I'm feeling a bit less achy, and a lot less farty. So there we go. There's the key points. Not bad, eh? Oh, look who's here. It is Emma Lemon. Hey, Snowman Mustard. That's me. I'm the Snowman Mustard. Well, I'm glad I'm not full of snow right now. Oh yes, of course, it's still Emma's birthday. Is it going to be your birthday for the rest of the day, Emma? Seems a ham sandwich is a sandwich I'd have, because it's the one it's one I have every day at work. Dull, but does the job. Doing the job isn't really about choice, is it? It will be, Peter. Having to upload it as I accidentally showed something I didn't want people to see. All right, well, plenty of guesses to be had there then, eh? I haven't tried to guess what Windy Miller looks like. And I really should do, because obviously Windy's a proper regular. My assumption is that if I met Windy Miller, it wouldn't look like I was expecting. If I was to speak to Windy Miller on the phone, he wouldn't sound like I was expecting. Although he might not think the same about me. So I'm going to say, because originally I was thinking that Windy Miller would be about 5'9", so not as tall as me, a very slim build, and with piercing eyes, like really piercing, kind of intimidating. They're the kind of person that you know is friendly enough, but you just, one or two conversations can be difficult because he just looks at you for far too long. You know, piercing blue eyes, no moustache, and no urge ever to have a beard, and generally quite well dressed. That's my assumption. Driving a BMW, but because that's what my first thought would be, I'm going to say something completely different. And I'm going to say that Windy Miller is in actual fact about 6'4", making him very tall, taller than Boaty, who's no way 6'5", with generally quite a lot of stubble and a double chin. Always too warm. That's the other thing. Always too warm. It's never ever cool enough for Windy. And irritable. Yeah, that's right. Just irritable. Generally, just somebody who gets up the arse all the time. That's it. Oh, and by the way, you have a BMW, yeah, but you don't want one. You prefer to have a 1997 Volkswagen Passat, but the tyres kept going down. I'll watch it again. Thank you for your e-card, Carol, and thank you for the polka dot burn fluff thing. Video. See y'all soon. I'm going in a minute, actually. I did say I was just going to do half an hour, and I've accidentally done 47 minutes. I should do as I said I'm going to do, really. The cheeseburger's off. See you later, Cheesy. What's your favourite type of hat? Oh gosh. What is a tap gate? My favourite type of hat is actually a cowboy hat. So I've never worn one. I've got one that looks a bit cowboyish, and I've worn it once when I bought it, and I wore it in a video about Streetwise, and that's it. And the rest of the time I just feel daft in it. What's Tapgate? A bobble hat for the winter, a floppy straw hat for the summer. Oh, a floppy straw hat for the summer. I like that. Apparently I look like a murderer. That's going more with my first impression of you, Windy. Ah, right. A tap gate. Ah, right, I see, yeah. Reflections caught in a tap when filming. Frey Benter's gate. I don't have a BMW anymore. Yeah, of course you've got a Volvo, haven't you? Yeah. I'm sorry about that. The one thing I did know about you, you've got rid of. Looking shifty in a long trench coat. I have a cowboy hat, says Windy. The same cowboy hat that JR wore in the New Dallas. At least that's the bloke. At least what the bloke who sold it said. That assumes that that'll be enough for you to want to buy it, because you're going to look like Larry Hagman. Maybe you want to look like Larry Hagman. He always looked really cheerful, actually, I thought. Anyway, right, so I'm going to go because I am nicely warmed up now, and I've got no excuse for sitting in the car besides just talking, and that's not really a good enough excuse. And the other thing is that ever since I started this live stream off, because I've started it here, there's stuff going on in the yard, I'm not really wanting to just wander back in, because I don't really like doing live streams where people can see me. And I am very, very thirsty. So I'm going to go and have myself a cup of tea before I go home. And thank you very much for watching this live stream. And thank you for being one of my subscribers, if you are. I'll see you in the next one. Oh, that's very nice of you to say, Carol. Go home and cuddle your children, dog and wife. When I get in, the dog is always the first one there. She comes running up, like with a body wiggling all over the place like this, tail flapping about like that and everything, and with a ball in her mouth, so she's got like a head that's usually like... That's what she looks like. I'll do that again, just so you get it. until she gets a bit of attention. Get cold again. I need to fetch coffee. Yes, coffee time. Right, everybody, thank you very much for joining me on this today. Bye-bye. I'll see you on sometime on the internet later on. See you soon. Bye-bye.